Easily one of my favorite Bee Gees songs, man, especially from their times in the 70s. Here's a question. I know I'm gonna catch some fire for even asking this question. Um, do you think that the movie would have stood or done as well as it had without the great music, without the soundtrack? Some people will be like, well, duh, that's an obvious, but how well, here's the more appropriate question, how well would that movie have done on its own merits without the soundtrack? Answer that for me. And keep it classy, keep it nice. I'm just asking questions, right? There are some questions I know that I shouldn't ask, and I have a feeling this is one of them. But yo, man, let me know in any case, how well do you think the movie would have done without the great soundtrack attached to it? Would it have, I don't know, hit the top 10? Would it have been in contention for Oscars and awards and things? How well do you think it would have done without the presence of the great soundtrack in it? If it didn't have even that real dance theme element in it, binding everybody together, maybe it had a different theme. They all worked at a car wash or an insurance company or something like that. I don't know, man. But let me know what you think about that question. It's a little bit of a silly question, but indulge me anyway, man. Night Fever. Night Fever is a song written and performed by the Bee Gees. It first appeared on the soundtrack to the Saturday Night Fever on RSO Records. Producer Robert Stickwood wanted to call the film Saturday Night, but singer Robin Gibb expressed hesitation at the title. Stickwood liked the title Night Fever, but was weary of marketing a movie with that name. The song bounded up the Billboard charts, while the Bee Gees' two previous hits from Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, How Deep Is Your Love and Stayin' Alive, were still in the top 10. The record debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 chart at number 76, then leaped up 44 positions to number 32. It then moved from 32, 17 to 8 to 5 to 2 and then to number 1. It remained at number 1 for 8 weeks, the most for any single that year, and ultimately spent 13 weeks in the top 10. For the first 5 weeks that Night Fever was at number 1, Stayin' Alive was at number 2. Also, for 1 week in March, Bee Gees related songs held 5 of the top positions on the Hot 100 chart, and more impressively, 4 of the top 5 positions, with Night Fever at the top of the list. There was the B-side of Night Fever was a live version of Down the Road, taken from the Bee Gees' 1977 album Here at Last, Bee Gees Live. Inspiration and writing. When Bee Gees manager Robert Stickwood was producing a movie about a New York disco scene, the working title for the film at that time was Saturday Night. Stickwood asked the group to write a song using that name as a title, but the Bee Gees disliked it. They had already written a song called Night Fever, so the group convinced Stickwood to use that and changed the film to Saturday Night Fever. The string intro of Night Fever was inspired by the theme from A Summer Place by Percy Faith, according to keyboardist Blue Weaver, when he was performing it one morning at the sessions, and Barry Gibb walked in and heard the new idea for this song. As Weaver explains the history behind this song, quote, Night Fever started off because Barry walked in one morning when I was trying to work out something. I always wanted to do a disco version of Theme from a Summer Place by the Percy Faith Orchestra or something. It was a big hit in the 60s. I was playing that and Barry said, "What was that?" And I said, "Theme from a Summer Place." And Barry said, "No, it wasn't. It was new." Barry heard the idea. I was playing it on a string synthesizer and sang the riff over it. That's Blue Weaver. So that's how Night Fever was born. Barry Gibb, Robin, and Maurice completed the lyrics for Night Fever sitting on a staircase, reminiscent of their first international hit, New York Mining Disaster in 1941, which was written also in a staircase back in '67. Legacy. The song replaced Andy Gibb's Love is Thicker Than Water at number 1 and was in turn replaced by Yvonne Elliman's If I Can't Have You, all of which were written and produced by the Gibb brothers. Yeah, man, I forgot about that song. Yeah, these dudes wrote some great music. So I mentioned Emotions being one of my favorite songs, so they wrote that. And forgive me, I can't remember the lady who sang it. I know they sang backup for her on that, so you hear their voices and you hear her voice. Really excellent Emotions. And then If I Can't Have You, Yvonne Elliman. I remember Yvonne Elliman from Jesus Christ Superstar, the movie. She was Mary Magdalene. And so they went on to write other songs. I know Barry did a duet with Barbra Streisand, Guilty. There's more, but I can't think of any at this moment. But yeah, man, they wrote some really good music. Words, that's what I was thinking of. Words by Rita Coolidge. They wrote that as well. Okay. I lost my damn way going off. Okay, If I Can't Have You, Yvonne Elliman, all of which were written and produced by the Gibb brothers. It would be the third of 6 consecutive US number ones for the band, tying the Beatles for the record for most consecutive number one singles. Billboard ranked the song as the number 2 song for 78, behind Andy Gibb's Shadow Dancing. Wow. So Night Fever topped the UK singles chart for 2 weeks, their third UK number one, and in the US it remained the number 1 Billboard Hot 100 single for over 2 months in 78. I think that's momentum from the movie too, wouldn't you say? In addition to Saturday Night Fever, the song has also appeared in the movie and on the soundtrack for Mystery Men. The song is listed at number 38 on Billboard's all-time top 100. It's also featured in other films including Luna, Mr. Saturday Night, ID, Whatever Happened to Harold Smith, and Avenue Montaigne. Okay, man. And so that concludes Wikipedia Song Fact Info on this excellent song and this great quad, man. Fantastic quad. Harry, thanks very much. So these are your personal favorite Bee Gees songs. Must have been a hard grind for you to try and put it into a quad, but thank you very much for doing it. Which begs the question, what is your favorite Bee Gees song? If you can't give me your favorite Bee Gees song, give me your top 5. What would be your top 5 favorite Bee Gees song? Even that in itself is hard, I know. Yeah, you've probably got to break it down to a top 20 or something like that, but what's your top 5 favorite Bee Gees song? Or if you just want to stick to your top favorite Bee Gees song, let me know what it is and why it is. Let me know that. That'd be cool. At present, I can't think of my favorite Bee Gees song. I don't know if I have one. I would say Night Fever is definitely in the top 5. I Love to Love Somebody. I mentioned Emotions was a really good Bee Gees song, but they had so many, man. It's unbelievable. Great talent, man, these brothers. And yeah, again, I find it how intriguing it is that they're passing away in succession of age, from youngest to oldest, and now it's just Barry that's the last remaining brother. I know that there is a special out there. It's called The Last Bee Gee. If you want to check that out, it's called The Last Bee Gee. I think I saw maybe a little part of it. He was being interviewed by a lady, and of course, you know, he broke down, and she's like, "Are you all right?" He goes, yeah, I'm fine, I can continue. But that was just a little part of that interview session that I saw. But it's called The Last Bee Gee, so check it out if you want to see it. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. That's probably where I might have seen it. Anyways, man, hey, this concludes my quad. Finally getting to the Bee Gees. It's been a long time coming, so thank you for your patience for anyone who put a pin in that and was waiting for this quad. And Harry, thank you again, man, and blessings to you and your crew, and I'm glad that you guys are back safe. So coming up, I've got quads in the chute for Pete, John, Jeffrey, Rhymes with Teeth, Marco. I got a couple of new patrons. They get their reactions quickly. So within a week to 10 days, I usually like to do their reaction so that they don't have to wait, for 3 to 5 weeks as a regular succession. So I've got a couple of new patrons to fit in there as well. Anyways, man, hey, this was an excellent quad. Thank you again, Harry, and I definitely would love to explore doing a little bit more BGs on this platform. It's the right platform for it. So yeah, man, I would definitely do some more BGs. Anyways, so you guys have yourselves a good one. Have a safe weekend. Take care. If you can, check out my Classic Rock platform. I'm going to be trying my best to post my recent Led Zeppelin upload on there. Hopefully it sticks. Well, actually, fingers crossed that this is actually going to stick on YouTube. If not, then it's definitely going to be available either on my Patreon platforms or collectively on my Vimeo account. Vimeo account, basically both genres, all different types, goes into the one account. There is not like two Vimeo accounts for the two different genres. Someone asked me that question, so I'm just replying back. So it's just the one Vimeo address. Soul Train Bro on Vimeo. Okay, so you'll find everything on there from the classic platform to the now new Beyond Classic platform. Why is that? Because it's simpler and it's cheaper. Just to have a Vimeo account, it's over $300 a year. Can you believe that shit? So yeah, man, that's why I infused it all into one. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me. Take care, and I'll catch you in another reaction. Peace.